Hello everyone. After a long time, I am here to teach you the new lessons, chapter number 15, probability. That is the last chapter from the book of your book, and we have to complete the remaining chapters which is left for the final examination. So I will be try to sharing the video every day so that we can complete the syllabus as soon as possible. So today I am going to start the chapter number 15, probability. Before starting this chapter, so I have to I like to explain some of the concept of this chapter, probability. So you can have the look over the board. So this probability chapters, it means before understanding the probability, it means that the things which come in the which have the more chances of occur, which has the more chances of occur, that we call the probability. So, but in the mathematics, the probability is always calculated with the one formula, and before understanding that formula, I will take one example so that it will be clear to you how to calculate the probability. Take one example. There is one box, and it has a ball, three red balls and 4 green ball. These are the red balls and these are the green ball. So in the box, the total number of the balls are 3 red and 4 green. That means total balls will be equal to 7. Total ball will be equal to 7. Now, if the question comes, what is the probability of the red ball? So the probability of the red ball will be probability of the red ball is equal to, how many red ball we have? 3, and divided by 7. Why 7? Because total number of ball is 7. So probability of the red ball will be the 3 upon 7. So what, and same way we can find the probability of the green ball. The probability of the green ball will be 4 upon 7. This is the probability of the red ball and this is the probability of the green ball. Now, this and when we got this answer, so we can frame one formula to find the probability. So probability is given by the formula. The probability is equal to, the probability is denoted with the letter P. It is equal to the favorable outcome upon total outcome. Upon total outcomes. This is the formula for probability. So this formula we have to use to find to solve the questions. Now, if the question comes, find the probability of the red ball. So in the total outcome will be the total ball is 7. That means the total outcome will be the 7, and the favorable outcome will be the 3 because the number of the red ball is the 3. 3 upon 7 is the probability of the red ball. So here we will write the probability of the red ball. Red ball in the brackets. I hope you understood. Similarly, we can find the probability of, so this formula is compulsory to mention when we find a probability in any question. The formula is the favorable outcomes. Outcome is, the favorable means the things which is asked to find in the question. Total outcome means the total number of things which is there in that particular questions. So total outcome, favorable outcome will change from question to question. Now, this over. Along with this, we have the probability to find the red and green ball. Then we have the another concept. The total probability, if we calculate the probability of the green and red ball together, the red ball is having the probability 3 upon 7 and the green ball is having the probability 4 upon 7. 3 plus 4, 7 upon 7. That means we can say that total probability is always equal to 1. The total probability is always equal to 1, and the probability is neither more than 1, neither less than 0. So we can say that the probability lies between 0 and 1. It will be more than 0 but less than 1. The total probability lies between 0 and 1. It will be more than 0 but less than 1 or equal to 1. But it will be never more than 1. then in any case the probability will be not more than 1. So I hope you understood the what is the concept of probability. So when the probability comes, we will apply this formula and we will get the answer. Now one more thing is that suppose if you in this question we know the probability, we now will take one more examples so that we can find we can understand the one more concept of probability. Suppose you don't know the how many balls are there in this box. There is one box and so there is one question. Some that questions that we know we have the probability of the red ball. The red ball probability is 3 upon 7. And question comes, what will be the probability of the green ball? Question is find the probability of the green ball. Probability of the green ball. So how to find the probability of the green ball? The green ball probability. So how to find the probability of green ball? To find the probability of green ball, we'll use the formula. One minute, let me rub this one. Then now we'll see one more type. Suppose the probability of the red ball is given. Probability of the red ball is given 3 upon 7. And the probability of the green ball is asked to find. These we have to find. And we now to find such question, there is one more formula for probability. The probability of the E stands for event. Probability of not E bar or not E is equal to 1. That means the probability of the event and probability of not event is always equal to 1. Now if we got a probability of the red ball, that will become the P of E because this is mentioned in the question. So we can write here 3 upon 7. And the P of not E is not mentioned in the question, so we will write as it is. Total it will be equal to 1. Why is it equal to 1? Because I had told that total probability always will be equal to 1. Now 3 upon 7 will be transferred other side. So 1 minus 3 upon 7. Now in place of 1, we will take the LCM. So it will be 7 will be multiplied with the here 7 minus 3 upon 7. That means it is equal to 4 upon 7. So we got a probability 4 upon 7. If we know the probability of 1, we can find the probability of other part 2. I hope you understood how to find the probability when it is not mentioned in the question. Now take one more example. This formula also you have to remember, P of E plus P of E bar is equal to 1. And because P of E stands for probability of the event and P of E bar stands for probability of not event, but that is not mentioned in that particular questions. So by using this formula we can find the probability also. And now take one example, take one question. Suppose the probability is given 0.92. P of E is given 0.92. And we have to find P of not E bar. E bar we have to find. So what to do? This is the question. Again we use the same formula. P of E bar is equal to 1. And the E is given 0.92. And this we have to find equal. So it will transpose the other side. So 1 minus 9.2 will be so this will be subtracted, we will get the 0.08. So by using this formula, we can find the probability of the, if it is one event is given. I hope you understood this questions. Now in the exercise, some questions are very lengthy, so I am not going to write a big questions. You just refer from the book. I will tell you the question, which question I am going to solve. So the 15.1 we have only one exercise and few questions are there. So I hope by solving the first and second question, it will be more clear to you how to solve this question. This is the easiest chapter we have in the syllabus. So this question is already written on the board. You can see this is the first question of the exercise 15.1. In a cricket match, a batswoman hits a boundary 6 times out of the 30 balls she plays. Find the probability that she did not hit a boundary. So in a cricket match, how many balls is played by the batswoman? You can see that 30 balls is played by the batswoman, and out of 30 balls, 6 times he only hit the boundary. So that means the 24 balls are there. 30 minus 6, 30 minus 6 is 24. 24 balls are there where she did not hit the boundary. So we have to find the probability of that she did not hit the boundary. To solve this question, we'll writing the same step just now I had told. So I had told the formula. The form probability is equal to favorable outcome upon total number of outcome. So you'll use that same formula and solve that question. This is the solution of the first one. Number of the total balls played. Total ball played is equal to 30. That means our total outcome will be 30, and the number of the ball she hit the boundary that is equal to 30. Number of ball she did not hit the boundary. Thirty minus 24 is equal to how much? 6. 30 minus 6 is equal to 24. Means 24 balls are there where she did not hit the boundary. Now, in that next part, what we have to find? We have to find the probability. So we will write here the probability in bracket you can write she did not hit the boundary. Hit boundary is equal to 24 divided by 30. So it will be cancelled with the table of 6s. 6 4s are 24 and 6 5s are 30. 6 5s are 30. So the answer is 4 upon 5 is the answer for the first question. I hope you understood how to find a probability. In the 4 upon 5, you can write in the form of decimal also or in the form of fractional also. Reduce to lowest fraction form. So this is the way we are supposed to solve the question. Now we take the another questions. Number of balls she hit with the boundary, it will be 6. Number of balls she did not hit the boundary will be 30 minus 6, 24. And here 24 upon 30. Now next question. Next question you can see there is one more question on the board that there was the 1,500 families with the 2 children selected randomly. You can see this is the questions on the board, and there are the 1,500 families with the two children were selected randomly and the following data were recorded and the following data was recorded. Now this is the families. So here we have number of girls in a family. Number of girls in a family. If the number of girls is 2, then the such families are 475. If number of girls is 1, such families are 814. Number of girls is 0, such families are 211. Now we have to find the family of the probability of the 2 girls, 1 girls and no girls. What will be the probability of the families having the 2 girls? And what is the probability of the families having the 1 girl? And what is the probability of the families having the no girls? This probability we are supposed to find. So again we use the same steps as we had did in the previous questions. So now you can see how many numbers of families are there. 1500. So 1500 will be the total number of outcomes. And then it is asked to find the probability of 2 girls, 1 girl and no girls. So we will write the steps to solve these questions. So you can write the first step, the total number of families is equal to total number of family. (1,500). Total outcome will be 1,500. Now, first question. Find the probability of 2 girls. How many families has having the 2 girls? 475. Number of families. This is the first number of families having 2 girls. Is 475. This will be our favorable outcome. (475) divided by 1,500. So favorable outcome will be the 475. Now you have to find probability. Probability will be (475) divided by 1,500. This we can cancel with the table, and after cancellations you can write answers. So it will be, when we cancel with the 25, I think the answer will be 19 upon 60 is the answer on cancellation. So this is the probability of the families having the 2 girls. Now next question we have to find the probability of the probability of the families having the 1 girl. Next question. Now next question, same steps, the total number of families and total outcome will be same. In place of the number of families having the 1 girl, this second question we have to solve. This first is over. So in second questions we'll change the steps. Number of the families having the 1 girl will be 814. So favorable outcome will become 814. Now 814 will be divided by 1,500. So it will can go in the table of 2. 407 divided by 750 is the answer. Now we have to find the probability of the families having the no girls. So no girl probability is the 211. So again this question second is over, and now for solving question number 3, we'll change the step. This is the third solution. Second third. Number of families having the 0 girls. We will write here 0. And such families are 211. And here it will be the favorable outcome will be 211. And here again it will be 211 divided by the 1,500. 1000. So this 211 will not go in any table. So we will write here 211 divided by 1500. So this is the solution of the question number 2. Along with this question number 2, there is one more question is asked. Find the check whether the sum of the probability is 1. We have to check in this question. We have to find in this question that total probability is equal to 1. We have to prove that. So how to prove that, you will see on the board. So to prove that total family number probability is 4, what we will do, we will add the probability of all three, 1, 2 and 3. So in first case, we got a probability 475 upon 500. And next case we got probability 814 upon 1500. In next case we got 211 upon. I am using the number without cancellation because it is easy to find. Now 475 upon 1, this we will have to add. So 475 plus 814 plus 201 divided by 1500. So it will be equal to 1500 divided by 1500 will be equal to 1. Will be equal to 1. So in this way we can prove that total probability always is equal to 1, whether the number of data will be changed from question to question. Now we will solve the question number 3. Question number second is over. Now we have to solve question number 3. To solve question number 3, I am going to bring the book and you have to see that questions. In the book it is written that refer to the example number 5, section 14.4 and chapter 14. Find the probability that a student of the class was born in the month of the August. So this question is not given here. This is given in the example 4, section 14.4. So this will be in the page number 247. And this is the question. Actually, this question is given in the 14th chapter and the question is asked in the 15th chapter. So this is the example. You can see there the number of the student in the class 9 is 40 and it is the written how many students born in which month. In January you can see 3 students had born. In the month of February the 4 students had taken the birth. Now it is asked for us what it is asked. It is asked in the question how many students had taken the birth in the month of August. You can see here the number of the student took in the month of August is 6. 6 students took the birth in the month of August. And total number of students is 40. So we can write here total outcome is 40 and now favorable outcome will be the 6 because number of students took the birth is the only 6. I hope this question is clear now. And now we can have to solve this question only. So you can see how to solve this question. So we have the question number 3. So we'll write here solution of the 3. Solution of 3. Total student is 40 and the total student is 40. That means our total outcome will be also going to become 40 because we have seen that total outcome is 40 and the number of student took the birth. In the number of student born in the month in August month. So according to that paragraph, it's very clear that number of the students taken the birth in the month of August is 6 only. So we can write here the probability our favorable outcome is going to become will be 6. So probability will be 6 upon 40. So by cancellation we will get 3 upon 20. 3 upon 20 is the answer. Now next question is given in the book and we have to find that the probability of the two heads. So some part of the question I am writing on the board. So this I think it is clear to you. This is given on the page number 247. This question we have to refer for page number 247. Now next question, it is in next question it is written that the three coins are there and they were tossed. Toss means they were tossed simultaneously, and we have to after they had calculated the how many times the head came. So the three head came 23 times, and the two head came 72 times, and the one head came 3 head, 2 head, 1 head came 77 times, and the no head came 28 times. So this is the table that is already given in your book, and what is the question is given. There was the coin and it was the toss 200 times. One coin is tossed 200 times. So we know in coin the total number of the outcome will be 2. Either it will be the head, either it will be tail. So they had made the table of head. How many times the head came? 23 times head came. 3 times means on all 3 times the heads was there 23 times. 2 head, 1 tail came 72 times. 1 head 77 times, and no head 28 times. And this coin was tossed how many times? 200 times this coin was tossed. So, and they had calculated the how many times head came. Now in question it is asked, if the coin were simultaneously tossed again, find the probability of the two head. We have to find the probability of this two head. Probability was supposed to find. The how many times two head came? 72 times. So this will be our favorite outcome because it is asked that find the probability of the two heads. So we'll write here total outcome will be 200 and number of the two heads equal number of times two heads equal will be 72. So this favorable outcome will be 72 divided by 200. So we can cancel with the 2 table. So it will come 36 upon 100. Again on cancellation 18 upon 50. Again on cancellation 9 upon 25. So 9 upon 25 is the answer. 72 upon 200 will be cancelled with the 2. 36 upon 100. Again we cancel 18 upon 50. Again we cancel 9 upon 25. 9 upon 25 is the answer for the question number 4. Now in question number 5, this big table is made. So that table we will make and we will solve that questions. So I hope today I had given the introduction of the chapters and completed the 4th question, and till then you can complete your copy, and we'll from next video we'll start the question 5th and we'll try to complete that exercise on that itself. Thank you. Have a nice day.